Good evening, everybody. I figured I'd start things off with the last message I talked about, i.e., that dealt with my marriage and whatnot. We're starting to work things out, but it is what it is. Thankfully, we can communicate. That's how you can make anything work, through diplomacy. So, without further ado, I wanted to make this video about the Carrington event. The Carrington event. The solar storm of 1859. You could look it up yourself and do your own little investigations. Now, I brought this up, and I have this picture here before you today, to explain something that I have tinkering around in my mind. Now, I figured I'd go a little bit into the history of the Carrington event, just enough so that, again, it explains what I'm about to mention to you. The rest, of course, you can look up yourself with your own time, if you so have that time, if you so choose. Anyhow, in that time frame, whenever that happened, in the 1859, we had the telegraph system. We were using that. It wasn't obviously completely a widespread thing like we have cell phones today, but it was around. Needless to say, when this Carrington event happened, this solar storm, whatever messages that were on the lines, when it hit the Earth, when this massive EMP happened, those messages continued even after all the power lines were knocked down. When all that electricity was completely knocked out, the messages still ran through. Apparently, due to the EMP blast, everything that was already playing on those radio frequencies, on those frequencies that they had, of course, through the telegraph system, kept playing over and over and over and over again until finally it subsided, till the entire, I guess you could say, the energy and the frequency of the matter went away. So this is why I'm about to bring this up. I believe, seeing as I've mentioned there is going to be a solar EMP, a massive one that's going to hit the Earth, and it's going to take out pretty much all technology, but a massive portion of it. Obviously, it's not something you can say for a definite that'll say all technology will suddenly be gone, but it will make it so that everything would have to be repaired. Everything will have to be repaired. The entire economy will be in shambles after that. If Trump and other such individuals don't crash it before then, but that's neither here or there. The reason why I brought this up, the Carrington event made it so, at least the EMP made it so, that whatever messages that were going through, the signal being produced, even when the power was knocked out, the messages being pumped out were produced everywhere. What I'm trying to say is, what if they expect this? They who sit on high, who look down upon you and I. These people know this, so they plan on making things as horrendous as possible just before it happens, so that whatever signal that comes out that creates a form of chaos, they're hoping it will take root and be held in suspension, continuing that signal that they want as it happens, as the solar EMP happens. What if that's what the whole point of the lead-up is in our today's society, and all the things that you see and all the things that you hear? Please, 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 tell me, do you really, really believe that it's not something that it's a lead-up to? Because so far as I've seen, it's just been build-up after build-up after build-up. Shooting after shooting after shooting, stabbing after stabbing after stabbing. Like anything you can think of, it's been getting worse and worse and worse. And my opinion on the situation, the airwaves are being used for that very purpose. And that is what they want. Whenever this electricity is taken out by the massive solar EMP. That's just a thought. And I know what my grandfather said, they have the technology to usurp the human mind. Think on my words. God bless.